Let's see. All right, so it's your boy Daquan back in here with a high quality build video. I'm here with my boy.
Arturo, I'm here. How's it going?
We have a high quality build for you today. One of my favorite build setups. We worked together and put together a very nice build. By work together, I mean I had an idea, he had an idea, and he basically, did the rest, kind of.
Things kind of overlap there, and we just made it better.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll hop right into this build, and then we have some gameplay at the end as always. Let's hop right into it. So hey, I will let you take it away.
All right, for our first gun, and there's lots of choices or viable choices here, but generally we'll be using the highest pellet counts stagecoach Jacobs shotgun we can find, and preferably with the 100% weapon damage online. Elemental anointments can also work, but the one you really want here is the 100% weapon damage online.
That's perfect. My bad. Hey, my bad. Killing it. You're killing it, dog. All right. And in the second spot, we have the good old hedgehog.
Is super useful in all the elements you can find for specific bosses, like Wotan and the Valkyries and Graveward and just about anything. It probably works super well against Strong True in a shock or radiation version. And yeah, it works really well with the 3-shot fadeaway or the normal fadeaway. Call it as you prefer it. And then you just stack the stickies like for the 3 shots, and then the next shot, and as long as you can keep it, depending on how high the HP of the boss is, and then you just reload, and if it completely dies instantly.
Yeah, it's just wild. It's just wild. Was a great addition to the build setup.
And it also works with the quickies and other target launchers of the same nature. It's just that the hedgehog works better in this scenario because of the higher base damage. But like you see on people playing modes and etc., they can get better results from the quickie because of the higher fire rate. But in our case, we want max damage.
Yeah, that's why we got that splash note on it. We got those got those nasty rolls. Got the good old brainstormer. This one is something that we've run around with quite a bit, and it is one of the stronger guns inside of the different fadeaway setups for FLAK. It is just an amazing gun to get us inside of fadeaway, back outside of fadeaway. Able just to eat through different targets with nice AoE, and that's basically it for this one. Got anything else you want to add to the mix?
This gun is being used on just about anyone, and I don't know how long it'll stay like this.
Yeah.
but but on FLAK, it has a very special interaction with Megavar, Leave No Trace and Head Count, which gets your cooldowns back super fast and allows you to spend your action skills. So it's always a choice to have in your build, and it'll be good no matter what. It also can crit without Megavar. The Tesla beams can crit without Megavar, just much less. But generally, you want Megavar with this always.
And then we got the good old lump in the fourth slot. This
Yeah,
is a amazing launcher. You wanna take it away?
Oh, if you have something to say on it,
Oh yeah, since I'm the I'm the lump guy. so the since I'm the lump guy out here,
yeah,
what you
you can
call it?
talk about the fourth slot in general, but like talk about the lump a bit.
Mm-hmm. So the lump, you guys probably seen it on the channel quite a bit. One of my favorite mobbing launchers inside the game in general. When you end up shooting off the gun, the different beams attached to the enemies, and then each of those beams are able to proc those Megavore procs, which is going to give you that leave no trace as well as head count. And that's going to allow you to have like an infinite low string of ammo coming through, as well as when it's attaching to those different enemies, is going to be able to blow them up and do a whole lot of damage. And then you want to take away the rest for the fourth slot, what the options we have.
Yeah, the first slot is kind of open, and about the lump, it's just super good AoE clear for most scenarios, and can also do very nice single target damage. So yeah, it's not a bad choice at all. in most scenarios. And about the force slot in general, or whatever slot you have left in your build, you can use a variety of guns or just about anything you prefer. For example, the Alchemist, or a Recursion, or a Conference Call for Wotan, the Valkyries, Krakens, and whatever has a hitbox big enough to be able to abuse it. Cutsman, another AoE choice, Maggie, just about anything works here.
Got the shield. We got a few more slots left. You want to talk about the stopgap or whatever you want to use for the shield? Because
Right.
What's up?
About the shields,
Mm-hmm.
there's plenty of viable choices, considering how you usually just run Transformer. Here you might have like actual indecision on what to use, because fadeaway allows you to completely recharge stopgap if you wait long enough, which means you get the special effect consistently when you get out of fade. And also you can use recharger. We don't have one here, I think, but you can use one of those. Like, it has a 20 seconds cooldown on the special effect. Fade has like 12 seconds duration, so generally you can kind of loop the effect very nicely. And yeah, any shields that can abuse fade up time are good here, and Transformer is just good in general, so yeah, pick your poison in this scenario.
Very dope. Yeah, I'll probably mix it up a little bit. Probably play around with the stopgap. I did a few clears with the stopgap actually, and then Transformer, so I don't get hit for like 17k by the Valkyries. That's
Oh, yeah, it's super nice actually. Like, if you can get it charged up, it works really well for your survival outside of Fate. Class mods there is also some choice things to do here. Cosmic Stalker is just absolutely ramps up your damage to ridiculous levels while mobbing, and some bosses like the Valkyries and Kraken at the beginning of the raid, you can also use it because you have your Q skills up from the mobbing you did before it. So it's just completely absurd.
it does too much work. It does way too much work.
And then for things like the Lump or the Hedgehog and single target weapons, single pellet or unlisted pellet weapons, you can use a Deadeye class mod, which gives you Two-Fang. You can get a nice Two-Fang roll on it for the extra projectiles, which should give you more chances to proc Leave No Trace and head count. So yeah, that works super well too. It's also pretty good for bossing. You can also run a Bounty Hunter for bossing, and it generally outperforms Deadeye, just for the sheer amount of bossing bonuses you get from Hunter's Eye, because supposedly that actually works on bosses. According to the Clasmon effect. Everyone had some doubts on it regarding this, but supposedly it works, so yeah. And if you can get a nice roll of damage in the Hunter's Eye or Dangerous Game, it's perfect for just about any scenario in regards to bossing. Like, most bosses it'll do plenty fine.
So we got the good old grenade slot. We got the Mitosis Hunter Seeker. I've talked about this a little bit. It is one of the better grenades for FLAK in particular, especially when you end up using the lump, because of the Leave No Trace procs combination with the Megavore. Works out very well. You have some good quality stuff to add?
Yeah, it should also work decently with the Hedgehog or whatever your sticky launcher is. So if you manage to wait a bit after before doing your last shot, you should be able to get an extra shot off consistently if you wait for the grenade to proc Leave No Trace. And it's also just good in general with any weapon, actually, because it'll proc some of your best skills because it's gun damage. So yeah, it also stacks Furious Attack, which is pretty nice to know on some weapons like the Stagecoach, which have slower rate of fire. It helps you maintain the stacks up all the time.
And that is the Mitosis Hunter Seeker high quality grenade. Of course, you can run a different grenade such as the Murtacular or the Reoccurring Hex if you do not have a Hunter Seeker of this quality.
Yeah, the piss grenade is also good.
Oh yeah,
here.
and definitely the Piss grenade.
If you remember to just randomly throw it around, you be getting extra damage.
It just chunk at the enemies real quick. So last off, we have the high quality Last Stand 50 Rush. Typically inside of my little build setups, you probably see me run a Last Stand auto idle, and I'll let you take away the rest.
Yeah, in this case, we don't really need auto idle, but if you tend to have survivability problems, you can run one. But if you do things like correctly most of the time, you'll not be needing one, I'd say, because it feels like that consistently to me at least. You can also run, if you're running more of a shotgun setup, like if you want to use bank sticks or things like that, paired with a stagecoach or whatever, you can run a splattergun instead of victory rush. If you can handle the whole sliding thing.
If you want to RP Zane.
Yeah, generally it's annoying, but with the bank sticks, you can actually stack them normally and then slide while you're exploding them, and it works for more damage.
So wrapping up with the red skill tree, we have Leave No Trace maxed out so that we're able to get back some good old ammo. We have Head Count maxed out so that way we're able to go back inside of our fadeaway as fast as possible, because we do not want to get blown up and have no trace left of us. So, you know, it's better if this is maxed out at 3. And then Megavore is going to allow us to get those procs of Leave No Trace as well as Head Count, which is going to make everything just flow a bit better, adds a little bit of damage. And then we have our pretty much maxed out for damage. And would you like to highlight anything in particular?
The 2-point Green Harvest are able to be used elsewhere if you prefer. You could use them on Second Intention or just a little bit of 2-Fang for random damage boosts. It's just complete preference since it's not too relevant. And I'd like to highlight the interaction of Big Game with Cosmic Stalker. Oh shit.
It's all good. It's all good. So you highlighted Cosmic Stalker. We got it.
And yeah, if you get a Cosmic Stalker class mod with +3 Big Game, with a +3 Big Game roll, you get a total of 85% Hunter skill effects increase. So generally, it should make Interplanetary Stalker insanely powerful for mobbing. It also works on Furious Attack. Hunter's Eye, yes, Hunter's Eye is supposedly a hunter skill, but it's not said to be one by the skill tree. This stuff just happens on this game. I don't know why.
Yeah, a Gearbox is interesting.
And
Gearbox is a little wild.
You get a super big gun damage boost from Dangerous Game. And just in general, this class mod is probably the most damaging class mod you can have for mobbing on FLAK in any scenario.
Alright, so now we got the high quality green tree. As always, we have our self-repairing system with, you know, at least some type of points in it. I like to have some type of bulk inside the setups. And then we have damage from Furious Attack. 1 point into all my BFFs. For the slight little variation that I do for the setup, I take a point out of self-repairing system and at least put that point into all my BFFs, so that way the pet is able to stay alive a little bit better. I found that has worked out a little bit better for me. You can play around with those points a little bit. Lick the Wounds, of course, is going to allow your pet to pick you up. And then we have Turn, Tail, and Run. You guys should be familiar with that. Going to allow you to get pretty nice gun damage while you're still, as well as fire rate, health regeneration, all of the good stuff. And anything else you want to highlight in particular?
Yeah, since we're already a Turntail, I should mention Turntail and Run. I should mention how it works with target stickies. If you shoot one of the launchers or a bank stick or whatever has sticky projectiles, you don't need to be still. You only need to be still when it's exploding. It's kind of like the splatter gun thing. Of course, they work. They don't really work together in this case.
Yeah.
Both the splatter gun and the skill. But if you run that with a bank stick, you'll be getting extra damage whether you're still or you're sliding. So that's kind of nice. And then we should talk about hidden machine. The way hidden machine is placed on the FLAK damage formula, like we're not getting in depth about that because it's unnecessary, but the way it's placed there makes it really powerful to have, like even more powerful than the power inside. It's better than the capstone of the skill tree, yes. Because it nets you much extra damage whenever it's on. So, and with this specific skill setup, we can kind of loop the pet down from fadeaway if we do things right. So you generally have very nice uptime on the skill. It's a super nice damage boost. Also, you talk about self-repairing system. Those points are kind of free to be used elsewhere, like all of them. It depends on your playstyle and preference, so everyone can just experiment with it. I found the 5 points in Eager Queen Press is also pretty nice because of the fade looping thing. Even though it's not a very high cooldown rate value, it's helpful enough. And you can also max BFFs for the pet regen, so yeah, everything of that works really.
You want to talk about these real quick, and that's it, my man. We'll be done.
Yeah. For the action skill augments on fadeaway, you can basically use any combination you find better. Like right here we have Not My Circus, which is the pet tank, and Unblinking Eye selected. But for mobbing, you might find Unblinking Eye not necessary. You can pair Not My Circus with Until You Are Dead for health regen and the pet tank. It also gives you movement speed for the remaining 10 seconds it gives you as augment, so yeah, it's pretty nice. For bossing, you generally want to have Blinking Eye equipped, and for Wotan specifically, you might want to swap the pet taunt for Until You're Dead, because the pet tends to just suicide on Wotan constantly.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about the pet, you can run basically the Jabber too if you like the movement speed boost. But Spider-Man should give you a very nice damage boost. Like, it's criminally underrated for the damage boost it gives. It's a final multiplier to you. It's almost a final multiplier to your damage. The boost the Spider-Man gives, so it's very major, even if you have no points in Barbaric Yelp. And it also gives you more health regeneration, which is very nice overall. So yeah, if you want the min-max thing, you should use the Spider-Man. But the Jabber is just fun too, so it's kind of preference too. So yeah.
And that is it for this high quality build. It was a nice little collaboration with my boy Rator. Did I say I didn't scuff that, did I?
I'm not sure. I think no.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that is it. We have a good old run going on. That's going to be at the end of the video. And then also have a video uploaded on Rator's channel, which I'll have a link to it inside the description, for you guys to be able to see him running the same build and running through the Maliwan Takedown Solo as well. So that way you guys are able to get two different perspectives, same build, like two different play styles a little bit. They're a little bit different. They're not too different, but you guys will be able to enjoy that. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate my boy Rator for coming through with the high quality build that we worked on. And yeah, that's it. Hey, peace out, amigos.
Intel says there's an elevator down to the lower levels. Make your way there and be ready for some heavy resistance. I'm counting on you, Vault Hunter. Vault Hunter on
Ready to pounce.
something bigger. Keep going.
Read shadow. something busy. Born to the hunt. Sniffed it out, did you?
Now that is definitely your target! Light that giant bastard up!
Keep them busy. This was always your end. Fast. Takedown for thee.
Brilliant work, Vault Hunter! That ass kicking will make Maliwan think twice before they come at us again.